Hello and welcome back to another video. So today we're going to be talking about some really exciting Diablo 3 news. I know I don't normally cover that game, but the new patch is actually awesome, at least so far it is. So in this video I'm just going to give you a rundown of the features, tell you what the crack is. If you want the details, I will hopefully throw some links down the description, and if I don't, then shout at me and then I will. So first of all, the new big feature, well there's two, okay? So there are the Greater Rifts, and then you've got seasons. First of all, I'm going to cover Greater Rifts. So right now we've got Nephilim Rifts. Inside the Nephilim Rifts, there's an increased chance for legendaries, and you get a cool boss at the end. Now though, after you kill that really cool boss at the end, what you're going to get is a, like this kind of stone thingy. A special stone. I believe it's called like a Greater something trial fragment, whatever. So you get this stone from your regular Nephilim Rift, and then you plug it back into the obelisk thingy, and it will put you into a time trial. Now this time trial works a little bit like if you were, say, doing a cursed chest, in that it'll give you maybe 30 seconds to kill an entire screen full of mobs. Now it'll keep on throwing waves at you, and depending on how many waves you clear, you'll get a certain level of Greater Nephilim Rift Stone. Sorry, so many names. So say I think in the footage you're going to see here, I actually got a level 4 time trial, and that gave me a level 4 Greater Nephilim Rift. So if you're a really good player, you're going to be able to go into the time trial rift thingy, get yourself a really juiced up fragment, and then when you go into your Greater Nephilim Rift, you're going to have better chances of better rewards. So what is in this Greater Nephilim Rift? Well, it's similar to a Nephilim Rift, but it's got some key differences. So number one, it's timed. But number two, it works really in the exact same way. You clear through it, you just kill enemies, and when you kill enemies, you fill up that power bar thingy. Now, when that power bar is completely full, a new kind of Rift Guardian appears. They're a bit harder than the regular ones, I think. You kill them, and they drop a metric shit ton of rewards, as well as some, well, a good chance of getting some legendary gems. I'll talk about those in a minute. So, I think in the example that I have on the screen, it was I believe I had 12 minutes to clear everything, including the Rift Guardian. Now, after you kill the Rift Guardian, you've got two different options. This, like, Nephilim ghost person appears, and you can either upgrade your legendary gem, more about that later again, or you can upgrade your Rift Fragment. Now, in this video, I decided to upgrade my Rift Fragment because I wanted to see what a higher tier Nephilim Rift is like. Because the Nephilim Rifts go up and up and up in tier. I did a level 4 Nephilim Rift, yet, when I went to the Nephilim person at the end, I decided that instead of upgrading one of my legendary gems, I would go for the level 6 Greater Nephilim tier thing. So when I go back and do that, it will hopefully be harder, and they just get harder and harder and harder until you can't actually make the time requirement. So it's pretty cool. It just adds another layer of difficulty, and I suppose what's going to be interesting is, like, currently my build is very good for survivability and not very good whatsoever in terms of DPS, and it's also an old build, so what I really need to do is start maximizing my DPS so that I'm able to get through these rifts. Yeah, it's pretty cool. Now, one thing about the Greater Rifts is that you cannot actually pick up loot from any of the regular mobs. All the loot is from the Rift Guardian at the very end. That's just so that, like, if you're on the clock, you don't want to spend your time going through items on the floor. So that's the situation, at least so far, with the Greater Rift. If you want, like, the complete, proper details, link in the description, you can read the patch notes. So the next feature is Seasons. Now, Seasons are pretty cool. It sort of is, I think Path of Exile does this. I think Diablo 2 might have done it. But basically, there will be a season every X amount of time, and during a season, you roll up a new character, and you try to level them up as fast as you can, you try to clear every act as fast as you can, you try to get as high a score in the Greater Nephilim Rifts as you can, and basically the things that you can unlock from these seasons are, well, A, bragging rights and leaderboard scores and stuff like that, but also they will be putting new legendaries in with each season, and those legendaries will only, well, they will be accessible first from that season, they'll roll over into the regular game after that season. Now, after a season's over, your character, I'm pretty sure your character's gone, not 100% sure, but all of its XP, like Paragon levels, items, etc., can be transferred over to just your main, like, just regular live sort of account. Basically, seasons are a separate game mode. This is really cool, though. It adds a bit more of a competitive edge, and you can, of course, also get maybe unique transmog items, unique banners, achievements, all that stuff. So yeah, that's the deal with seasons. Now the next feature is leaderboards. So you can leaderboard a lot of things. First of all, in seasons, you'll be able to leaderboard your highest score in a greater Nephilim Rift and all that stuff. And there are separate leaderboards for normal, like hardcore and all that stuff. And there's also just regular old, there's also achievement points. So the amount of achievement points earned within a single season. Now there are leaderboards for just the regular gameplay. They essentially just consist of things like, maximum greater Nephilim Rift level. A lot of things do come back to these greater Nephilim Rifts. Alright, so the next feature is the Goblin Vault. Now this thing's really cool. Basically, whenever you kill a treasure goblin, there's a chance for a portal to spawn. Now this portal will take you to the Goblin Treasure Vault realm. And that's pretty cool, because inside that little vault, there is a absolute crap ton of gold, like apparently millions, just chilling out in there. Now while you go through there are other goblins to kill, there's also chests. Then finally, you will end up making your way down to the Goblin Queen. Now the Goblin Queen is pretty cool. After you kill her, she will spawn a super special chest. And that super special chest has got a guaranteed legendary in it, a lot of gold, and the first time you kill it, it will give you a guaranteed legendary gem. So cool. I haven't got one yet. Well, if you see footage of me inside one on this video, then you'll know I got one, but right now I haven't been able to find one yet. Still though, such a cool feature. They've also added in a new kind of legendary item. This time it's a gem. Now the legendary gems have got basically just special effects in the same style as the legendary items that you find in the game. For an example, I got one that would give me, at its base level, I believe an extra 20% damage after killing an elite mob. However, if I leveled it up to 25 via the greater Nephilim Rifts, at the very end of them, then I would get a buff that was a permanent 15% damage against elite mobs. So these gems can be very powerful, and while they are initially rather easy to get, the gameplay is really in upgrading them to their maximum level so that you can unlock their final, more powerful effect. Oh, and they also only fit in, I believe, the neck and ring slots. Now, in terms of other things, there's been lots of little changes, a lot of balance tweaks, class changes, etc. You can check all out in the patch notes. And they've also added in some new legendary items, and they've rebalanced some old ones. But really, that's about it. There's the Greater Nephilim Rifts, there's the Treasure Realm, and there's Seasons. So far, I'm having a lot of fun. I think it's a nice addition to the game. Oh, one tiny last thing. There's a new tile set that they added for your Nephilim Rifts. So, yep, overall, pretty cool stuff. Well done, Diablo, and let's just hope they continue making these really interesting patches. And I'm really keen to see what the seasons turn out like as they iterate over them from season to season. But anyway, that's it for this video. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time.